My name's David. I live in Banchory, Aberdeenshire, and I studied the ILM Level 5 Leadership and Management course online with the University of Aberdeen. When I decided to apply, it was a tough period of time, to be fair. We were going through a significant change. I was actually facing redundancy at that point in time. So understanding how this could change my life and was it the right decision was a tough choice to make. Do I press the button, do I not? So I was actually at home. I was in my garden at the point in time thinking, yes, this is the right thing for me. So I came in from being outside, completed the application that I'd been working on for a number of days and hit submit then. My day-to-day life varies because of where I have to travel to for work. There's a mixture of staying in hotels at the side of motorways, but visiting absolutely stunning heritage properties or elements of countryside. So in some days that would be absolutely fantastic because you could be visiting a lovely castle down on the Ayrshire coast and then being able to take an hour at the end of your day sitting in the cliffs over the side of the seaside, studying some elements for it. The next time, you're in a hotel bedroom just trying to get the extra hour in because you're traveling for the rest of the week. So it was really varied in terms of what day-to-day life was like for me. I actually also had a period where I was on holiday while I was studying and was a bit worried about how that would impact my time ahead of an assessment. But then when you realize you can take an hour out of your day, open your laptop, as long as you've got Wi-Fi and study anywhere, it makes it really accessible. I enjoy spending time in the garden, and that was a really great outlet for me to relax and take time away from my studies. I'm fortunate because we live in Aberdeenshire, we live in such a beautiful part of the world, so it might be going for a walk down by the river, or where I work are some stunning properties. So taking time out, as I've mentioned, at the end of the day to relax and just take time away from screen was really important. I faced a couple of challenges while I was studying, and that was partly due to the redundancy process, partly due to the new role, and it was the ability of trying to get to grips with a completely new role, different properties, different people, different leadership teams, whilst also trying to study and learn at the same time. There's a great network of people around about me who provide support when I was up against some of those challenges. So friends and family that you would turn to and look for support. My husband, but also actually my work colleagues were there by my side. I'm very fortunate that there's friends you can go and take some time away and have a bit of a laugh with, work colleagues who will lighten the load a little bit, and then your partner who's there to support you when it's needed. I felt like part of the university community because despite studying online, I received regular email updates about what was happening in the wider community, but I also had the ability to reach out to my lecturer or any other fellow students through the online portal. I'm a pretty self-motivated person, but there is the balance of knowing at the end of it that you are going to gain a qualification that will help progress your career, and being able to celebrate that with my work colleagues when the certificate came through was a huge motivation for me. Having completed my course, I am far more confident going into some situations that might be more challenging. On a day-to-day basis, I work with a range of people, teams, and situations and circumstance. And you can imagine some of those you find quite challenging. And this course has learnt me to be able to stand back and understand what is happening in front of me before deciding how I progress. The proudest moment is actually, for me, is completing the course. Having been out of education for a number of years, it takes quite a bit of time getting used to getting back into that practice and getting your brain thinking again. So actually not having over panicked about it and just taking my time to work methodically through it, completing the course is something I'm very proud of. Studying with University of Aberdeen has most definitely allowed me to tackle this new role with far more confidence than I would have thought about, because I was able to assess some different types of leadership or situations, management styles that might be going on that I may not have understood before. And so, you would have gone in there not really understanding the situation. Whereas now I can have a bit more of a high level vision to that, to then adapt to that situation that I need to. I'd have absolutely no problem, and have done, recommending studying online, especially with University of Aberdeen. And I'm actually looking forward to hopefully taking part in another course myself. The biggest piece of advice that I can give people who are thinking about studying online is to absolutely just do it. Make sure that you allocate some time each week to studying, because that can be the biggest challenge. Is, you think it's going to be easy to take an hour out at night time to do it, but it's the easiest thing to also put off. So my biggest piece of advice is to allow time every single day or every single week to achieve what you need to.